We back. Community Coalition Show. What's going on? It's Monday night.
Good
night. Hey Wilson, David 2K. Yeah, I'm tired.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. Mondays aren't typically bad for me, but I don't know what it is today. Like, I'm beat.
Right. I think this is my third meeting today.
Yeah. It's been like that, back to back to back. Nonsense, ignorance.
No, all of mine were necessary.
Necessary?
Yeah.
No, I have a lot of unnecessary meetings. A lot of them. Pointless. Going nowhere. You know, I love my people, but sometimes it's like, I don't know. We could have just texted that one out or something. I don't know.
Email
something. Yeah, like something. But a
lot of,
you know what? There's some things that
do it.
Well,
don't mess with the money.
Huh?
Don't mess with the money. I said don't mess with the money. That's all I would say.
That's I can't dig too deep, right? I can't.
That's exactly.
Like, there's some things I need to refrain from saying. But I'm gonna say this, and this is why, like, when I hit you, I was like, "Yo, topic." Like, we've never talked about it on this platform. We've never talked. So, hold on, let me back around. Talking about people starting businesses,
Okay.
And and what people don't really talk about. It sounds glamorous. Everyone thinks it's easy, but there's a lot that goes into it that people don't understand. Right? So, background for this, for those who don't know, I own and I run a company called Zyben Enterprises. We do a lot for small businesses, for nonprofits, but one of the big things we do is that we work with a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs, people who want to start businesses, people who, or maybe they've just formed a business and they need some help, some direction, some consulting. And so, as a firm, that's what we do. We try to help people get their ideas off the ground, to get them running, to get them to a point where they can sustain. But it is a difficult, long process for some, and it's hard sometimes even for me because I have to be realistic with people a lot of times,
You gotta be real.
Yeah, I have to be real. And in the service we provide, I don't, for that particular project and program, I don't like hitting people over the head. Because a lot of people trying to start businesses, they need their money to fund their business. The problem is they don't know that they don't have the know-how or the information to do it, so they need people like me to guide them, right?
Right.
But the hard conversation most of the time is, there's a lot of hard conversations I have to have. But when I have to start digging into, like, deeper into what do you want to do? How are you going to do this? How you plan on making money? Do you know what type of business? There's a lot of questions that go into it, and then we try to guide them through filing paperwork with the state and actually legalizing it and becoming an entity.
Right. Taxes.
It's a lot. Just like reporting, documentation, and so typically we've been doing it. We've been doing this for a while, several years now.
Right.
When the pandemic hit, of course, I'm pretty sure everyone on social media saw the surge. Everyone is now the time to start a business.
Actually, the time to start a business was right before this, but y'all could.
I don't know if there's any good or bad time. The problem is it's us, the people who want to start the business, right?
What do you mean by that?
There's a lot of people that like to start businesses that have no idea what to do or know how or where to begin, which is cool.
Okay.
That's cool. That's why there's help out there available. One of the reasons why I started this because I was in that position a little over 10 years ago myself. So when I always said when I got a chance, I said I want to help people who are in my position, especially being a black man. There were very few people to go to where I say, hey, I need some help. I need some advice. Can you point me in the right direction? Is there something? And so, I said I want to do that, but it's a lot that goes into it. For people who have tried to start businesses, who have, or thinking about it, you need to be real with yourself. This is not something you just jump up and do because it's a fad, or you think you're going to jump in and make millions of dollars right away. The majority of businesses don't start that way at all.
Right. Have you seen like have you seen like the flops on Shark Tank?
Oh yeah.
Like,
and I'm gonna
think about that.
And I'm gonna tell you too, Shark Tank. A lot of those businesses are already established.
Mm-hmm.
They've already been operational. They've already some of them they're earning money.
Right. They've like someone like Mark, he always asks like, how much have you accumulated since you started this business? How much does it cost to make your product? Things like that.
Yeah. So most people who are going into that's several steps up to where most people even get started.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so people watch Shark Tank and they think, oh, these people they're getting started. No, they're not. They're not just getting started. And that's why listen to their stories. Listen to the journey. They've been in business several years. They've been ups and downs. Some of those, like I was watching one not too long ago, they're already pulling in major profit. They just needed a little bit more capital, a little bit more investing to get them over the hump, to really get them where they need to go.
Right.
But the majority of businesses are nowhere near that. Most small businesses are started by an individual or a couple people, like a family or something. They're pulling their resources and their time to get it started. They're starting to round up with nothing but their own money, right? That's a tough place to be in. It can be done. Can be. I've done it. I've been on both sides. I've succeeded. I failed. Nonprofit, for-profit, both.
Right.
I've worked jobs for people. I've helped other people make money. Like I've been around the block a little bit, right? But we have, gotta be honest with this stuff. So it's frustrating. It's hard sometimes. You want to help people, but trying to paint that picture, a lot of times I'm the bad guy, right? Want to be, trying to be, but we have to get past this glitz and glamour. Sometimes what we think entrepreneurship is. Everyone thinks that they're going to quit their 9-to-5 and they're going to start a business and they're going to automatically make more money than where they're 9-to-5.
Right. It's like I come to Kenny and it's like, yo, Kenny, I'm trying to start a business. Yo, hear me out. Wallets. I could sell wallets and make them.
And that I got like 2 hours worth of questions for you right now. My question is, okay, wallets. What is your plan? That's the first question. What is your plan? What is your vision? How do you think this is going to go? I have to have that. Because a lot of people think, oh, I got wallets. I'm going to go in. I'm going to flip these wallets. Like, where are you getting them from? Distribution. Are you making them? Material.
Right.
Like, we got to start there.
Right.
Like, what are you doing? Well, how much do you know about wallets?
Right.
What do you know about the industry? Most people say, wow, I'm flipping wallets. What do you know about wallets? What do you know about the industry that you're trying to get into? So I have some of the biggest issues I have, and I wanted to bring it to this platform. I wanted to have this conversation, not to discourage people, but we have to start asking the right questions and making sure.
I know the first question that you want to ask.
What do you think?
Have you done the research?
It's if it's not the first one, it's top 3. It is. Because one of my biggest issues, and I'm going to share my guap, right? One of my biggest issues with most young aspiring entrepreneurs, and not even young, this any aspiring entrepreneur, is that they don't do the research, right? We have a lot of information at our fingertips, by most of it is a Google search nowadays.
Yeah.
Google it. Like wallets. Google wallets. See what comes up. Start learning about them. Where do they come from? Who's making them? You making them yourself. Like, you have to learn from the industry. You have to know what you're getting yourself into, you know, cost, pricing, all this stuff, like what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And also, like, all of this stuff that you're talking about, like, especially get into it, this is all on YouTube. Like, everything is on YouTube. Like, if I want to learn how to make wallets, the first thing I'm going to look up on YouTube or Google, how to make wallets.
Hey, and even if you know a way, maybe there's a way to refine how you're doing it. Learn. Mm-hmm. You know, like, and most people aren't willing to learn. I tell you, if you talk to any entrepreneur that's been around for a while, it may even be mildly successful, even some ones who have failed. What's the first thing is? They're willing to learn.
Right.
They're willing to go out there and figure it out. What do I have to search? Mm-hmm. Most of my clients pay me for things that I Google. and my first thought to them is, you're not gonna go far like this. Right. You're not willing to get the information or try to access it yourself, especially if you're a solo entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. What do you like? Problem solving skills, the ability to solve problems, the ability to research, the ability to navigate and adapt and be able to, you know, work these things out, because problems arise, things happen. Right. There's going to be a lot that you don't know. Mm-hmm. But then that means, are you going to pay people to figure it out for you? Money you don't have. You know, you'll end up working with people like me. That's time, that's money, that's something you probably could have done yourself. Mm-hmm. You know, and if
you know, one of the biggest things I think is like necessary for it, you have to be willing to fail.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah, I think it's a huge thing. It's probably most people don't get started in the first place because of that fear. You know. Right. The fear of failing, the fear of not succeeding. But to know that, again, you go in this, it's very few people that are experts at what they do. Right. You know, and even if they're experts at what they're trying to do, there's a lot they still don't know, maybe about business, about the industry, how their knowledge and experience translates to what they're going to do on their own. Because some people, you know, they work in an industry job for a long time. But then when it comes to doing your own thing, it's different. You know, as David is freezing, and that is the funniest screen ever. Oh my goodness! Can you hear me? So we're freezing.
You're freezing too.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's all good.
Hey, Zoom. That's why.
But hopefully we get. Hopefully, you know what? I don't even know about this.
I don't know either. You know, someone like getting back. I have no idea. Ron is crazy. People tripping. Ain't nobody sitting down no more.
Right. Like, people still going out.
People still going out. That's what I'm saying. Everybody out. Everybody moving around like it's all good. Mm-hmm. You know. It ain't. I don't know. But so all these things come into play. I tell you, another biggest gripe I have with people, and people to understand, like, you have to change some of the things you do, right? Mm-hmm. Like your personality, your traits, and your lifestyle directly translate to what you're trying to do.
Right.
So a lot of people, again, like, they're not willing to adapt, or they're not, like, work ethic is another huge thing. Like, you got to be willing to put in the work. Mm-hmm. And, you know, most people come from jobs and stuff where 9 to 5 p.m., they're done, you know?
Right.
They go home or they log off and that's it. Whereas, like, as an entrepreneur, it's hard to turn off.
Right. My cousin told me that, like, being a creative is harder than a 9 to 5.
You work hard.
I it really made me think, because we both went to art school. We're working with him now. He's helping us with graphic design and social media. That guy doesn't sleep.
Yeah.
That guy does not sleep. And, like, honestly, like, since, like, we went to the same school, he was in the master's program, I was in the undergraduate program. Like, there were times I didn't sleep either. Yeah. And, like, I was doing a half schedule. Like, imagine that. Like, we're learning to be creative, and we're not sleeping.
Yeah. And that's also part of, like, industry, you know, this country, and how culture is when it comes to work and stuff. Mm-hmm. Still, it's a part of it. Like, and then, like, most people, you trying to start something probably still while you're working your day job, you know?
Right.
I can tell. I know the first 2 years of creating my business, I would work my day job, come home, still got the fam, make sure everybody good. I had to put the kids to bed, and then I went back downstairs to work on my own thing.
Right.
You know, so it was like I'm pulling double duty. I did that for like 2 years, like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, grinding it out, like sitting here, most of researching, figuring it out. I like that. Let me piece from here, write this down. I like that. Like I'm gonna do this, coming up with my plan, tweaking that plan, retweaking the plan. Like, you know, it was nice like that. Like, and if you're not willing to do that, and I'm not saying that's everybody, but you got to think that way, you know?
Right.
Like I say, it's creation. You know, you're creating something, but you can't half-ass the creation.
Right.
It shows, you know? So, like...
Yeah, the time that you put in, it will definitely show.
It will pay off, but it also shows, too. You know? And like I said, a lot of that was just researching, figuring out things, reading, you know, reaching out, communicating, networking, like...
Right.
It's a lot of that going on, and if you you know, then eventually I figured out how I was going to flow and do my thing. My philosophy is I'm doing something every day.
Right.
I do something every day, you know, and that it could be as big as meeting with clients, working on that stuff, or like, for example, Sundays are my admin day.
Right.
I do my own admin. I you know, I do my own accounting. I handle my finance. I do everything myself pretty much for the most part.
Right.
So it was like Sunday's a day where like I sit down, I'm here, and I can focus on that stuff. I'm not, I don't really phone calls coming in. I'm not really communicating. I'm not reaching out. But there's something else, things that need to be done. You know, like it's always the little details, the little things too. So there's like, you got to have the work ethic for this stuff too. Also, you got to be able to like sacrifice. Sacrifice. Part of this is sacrifice. Knowing that there's times you're going to want to chill. You want to be with your people. You want to hang out, go out. But job ain't done yet.
Right. When's the last time you went out and like, when's the last time you like went out and hung out with a friend?
Yeah, well, me? COVID kind of slowed that down too.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
I mean, I can tell you, like, when I was grinding, when I was starting my business, I missed a lot.
Right.
I missed a lot, you know, and I'm talking about like nights, you know, matter of fact, I hate to say it, I got one like an hour or two ago. We out at the spot. We had the spot come through. Nah, man, I got the show to do. It would be real easy to be like, you know what, let's try to record this tomorrow. Let me hit you up tomorrow. Like, no, I got the responsibility to do this. I set the schedule. We work this out. We here now. You know what I'm saying? I can't. But if I put it off, then that goes down like you snowball out that path. You know, like then tomorrow becomes Wednesday, or the next time somebody wants to chill, I start compromising myself. You know, like
start procrastinating.
Yeah, we built this a certain way, and I have a responsibility to you. Like, no, but for real, like, you know, like the people around you directly.
Right.
I start procrastinating. You're set for this time. You know, this is a time agreed upon. But if David, man, I got something to do tomorrow. Now your schedule's thrown off. My schedule's thrown off. Like other people, so like there's a lot that goes into that.
Right. And I don't know the days anymore.
That's what I'm saying. You know,
like we even forgot today was Monday.
I know. But once I realized it, I'm like, I got a responsibility. I honor that responsibility. That's part of it. Comes along with the territory. You know.
Right.
And that's the thing. So once you start, you have to sacrifice those things.
Right. I'm starting to grind now. Like I had a couple meetings today too. Like I had a meet since I'm interning now. Like, oh, that's about to end too. But like I was, but I had a meeting this like early afternoon, and then after that, like around like maybe 7, I think I had another meeting. And I knew that I had to end that. We workshop for a while, and then like it was maybe 8, and I knew that I had to do this meeting. So I was like, okay, I actually got to go because I have another thing to do.
Yeah.
What I've realized, especially like at the end of at the end of me at school, especially, I had to learn time management.
Yep.
And I had to learn that I don't have time for everything.
Yep.
It's a hard truth.
It is. It's a hard choice. Sometimes you have to prioritize.
Mm-hmm.
When you do that, it's like, but you can't, so your time becomes important to you.
Right.
And that's what people talk about. Like, no, your time is important to you. Maybe not so much to other people, but it is up to you to communicate that to other people.
Right.
Like I said, they're not going to understand. They're going to be mad, but like, they also not helping me grind this out either.
Right.
Like they doing what they do. I have to handle my business.
Mm-hmm.
So, like my peoples, I love them. I would love to see them right now, but I got a responsibility to do what I'm trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see these things through. We're trying to push forward.
Right.
That's on me. You know what I'm saying? So like work ethic is a huge one. Also knowing too, you're not gonna get support.
Right.
Like
not everybody is built for this.
Not everybody built for this, but not also your most of your family, your friends, your loved ones don't understand this either.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They don't understand it.
They just don't understand because our culture isn't designed to promote entrepreneurship.
Right. We're taught we've been brainwashed to learn how to work for somebody else.
Yeah. What is our path? Yeah.
Yeah, like we were told to fill out to like do like problem solve and then put that on paper and then turn it in. Yeah. Who else does that? Workers, employees, especially do that.
Because if you think about it, our society is based on
capitalism.
You go to school,
mm-hmm.
you graduate, you get a job, you work that job till you retire,
mm-hmm.
and then you chill. Whereas that system, that model doesn't work. You had nice retirement plans. You worked till you was 60, whatever, but you was sitting on something. That stuff ain't really no more. People aren't working the same job for 20, 30 years, 40 years.
Right.
Like, it's a different world now. And also, too, the thing that used to get me is, so you tell me to work a job, but I'm working for an entrepreneur more than likely.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm working for that guy. And this is what hit me one time. I remember I was working this nonprofit. Okay. So I was doing well. And I liked the guy I worked for. Like, I learned a lot from him.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, wait, like, I'm busting my head making this dude bread.
Right.
When I have the same ideas that I could be applying for myself.
Right.
Why am I applying my ideas for this dude, making this dude all kinds of money? He taking the stuff he learned that I'm doing. He writing it in his book. He getting paid.
Right.
So I'm like, why am I doing this? Why? I need to be his competition.
Right. Right.
Like, I need to be there. Like, and so for me, it was like, there's nothing that I saw him do that I couldn't do.
Right.
In fact, I thought I could do more than him because he couldn't do my job.
Right.
I said,
like, he should have been giving you game, and like he should have been he should have been giving you strategies to do your job better. But in reality, you were giving him game and giving him strategies to do it, to just like make the business better.
Yeah. I mean, I was the worker bee. I was putting in the work. I was bringing the ideas to the table. He was just yes and a no in at that point,
Right.
But then it was like, okay, like why am I here? Why am I going through this? When you cap on how much I can make, mm-hmm. Also then too, if you have other jobs, like people like to, they say they promote you and everything, but they don't want you to take their job.
Right.
So, do they really have your best interest at heart?
Yeah, I think about that. I used to think about that a lot. Yeah,
like your supervisor, you cool, you working for him, but you can't take his job because then he out of one. So do you think he's gonna give you the 100% that you deserve?
Mm-hmm.
Probably not. Competition in the workplace is not, it's not always a great thing. People talk about it, they like to say it, mm-hmm. but nah.
Competitive work environment. I think that's the technical term.
Yeah. So it's like, why am I doing this when I should be the? That's what I'm saying. Like, look at any company you work. You all right? Good?
Yeah, my bad. That's gonna be on It's gonna be on everything.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
I might use that picture for
Go ahead.
I forgot what I was saying. That's with you, but no, for real, that's a real thing. So like,
Competitive work environment.
yeah. So like, get out of that. So I got up out of there. I worked till literally I worked until I started my own, and then the people I worked for became my client.
Right.
Because I was still valuable to them. I said, I'm out though. I'm out.
Right.
But I can still help you.
Mm-hmm.
Do the same thing I was doing, but on the other side though. You got to pay me more. You got to pay me what I'm worth now.
Right.
I'm not bound by your systems, your restraints.
Right.
You know? So people
know your worth.
You gotta know your worth, and you gotta fight for your worth too. That's another thing. Like, know your worth, but also be willing to say, "Nah, I know what I'm worth. I know what I can get." Like out here, and sometimes
intellectual property.
Yourself. Yeah, yeah. So all that stuff, the sacrifice, the family stuff, sacrifice time. Communication skills is another one. Like being able to effectively communicate,
right?
Vision your ideas, what you're trying to do, network, meet people, all types of communication.
Right. I got blessed in that department. I got to say, because like there have been so many times to where like it's like I'm meeting people and it's like, oh hey, what's up? How are you? And what's really funny is that my cousin, she just said to me that I think we were having like a family party, and she said, "No, you and your sister, you guys are the only one actually talking to people. Everybody else is on their phones." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't really realize that."
Yeah, and I don't think a lot of people realize it now. One of the reasons why I hate networking meetings and stuff. Because I was like, I gotta do this different. We used to go to like networking meetings, and everybody in their little clique standing off in the corners acting all stuffy, or they try to be extra cute. Like, what the hell did you come here for?
Right.
You're supposed to come here to meet people. And y'all act like y'all don't want to talk. Get out of here, man. That used to annoy me so much.
I remember the meeting that we went to.
Yeah.
That was really dope.
Because that was the whole premise for that, like our networking consortium. Bring people together. Actually engage and talk. You know, like before COVID hit, that's why I was planning all this stuff. I'm like, we're gonna go to different places. We're gonna have fun.
Right.
Strip down all that business barriers and all that facade and all that, and meet people, build relationships with people.
Right. Like genuinely, like we're gonna meet up genuinely, and then through that we're gonna talk business.
Yeah, it eventually happens if you engage in conversation with someone.
Right.
Oh, where are you from? What do you do?
Oh, I'm from California. Where are you from?
Yeah, this is what I do. It comes out naturally if you are engaging with people. But if you off in the corner on your phone, or you with your peoples over there trying to be cute and you snobbed up, like that's where you're gonna stay. Or you're gonna be the person that leans on social media heavy, and you get caught up in that facade because, and I hear that too, a lot of businesses are going to advertise and do all that on social media. It ain't
social media isn't real.
Not real. Never is real. I can portray whoever I want to be. But then that's what happens. So I meet a lot of potential clients. All right, let's sit down and talk. What you trying to do? I don't know. I had a conversation.
Rich.
I hate to say this. I had a conversation with a homie that was Saturday. And I'm trying to get out of him. What is your vision?
Right.
What do you want to do? And all he kept saying was, I'm just saying, I'm trying to work with kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to work with kids. How? What do you want to do? Like, I'm just trying to work with kids. And eventually I was like, this ain't going to work. I had to tell him, I'll tell you right now, this is not going to work. If you can't figure out or try to communicate, work with me, tell me what is your vision? I can help you expand it. We can work on it. But if you have no idea, or if you can't communicate to me what you're trying to do, I can't help you, Slim.
Right. Like, do you want to be a teacher? Do you want to do you want to be like a counselor? Do you want to? Do you just want to like play with? Do you just want to? That came out weird. Do you want to? Do you want to like? Yeah, that was weird. I'm sorry.
But I mean, There's a lot there.
Right.
You know, and then so like my thing is, well, what is your motivation? What got you to this point?
Mm-hmm.
I was I just see the kids in the neighborhood. They need something to do.
So you're trying
Okay,
to open the rec center, or like,
is your vision? Like, how do you want to interact with them? Do you want to talk to them? Do you want to link up? Sports background? What is it? We
right?
can figure something out. But if you can't talk,
If you don't have the vision,
yeah. Another thing too, I hate to say this, but like, it's a whole package. Not just but your projection, your look.
Right.
You know, we are a society. We do like people say we shouldn't judge, but I'm like, I need something to go on.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know,
that's very important.
It is important. So if you come to me and you talk about trying to start a business and your pants sagging, who's taking you serious? Who's taking you serious? I'm sorry. Like, and we see this all the time. We've had this conversation. Like, even for me, like,
right.
I know I'm walking somewhere and I'm in regular clothes. I'm in chill clothes. I know I'm gonna get carefully when I come in.
We have had this conversation.
Yeah, we've had this conversation. You know, like, and it's like, so if you want to start a business, are you really putting your best foot forward? And again, I'm a real dude. I'm not even like I used to be the suit guy. I'm not really anymore, but I still know when I need to look a certain way or when I need to project a certain way because I need people to be serious. And unfortunately, black man, and I already know I'm coming down a couple points in the hole. So I know that already.
Right.
So I can't, my ego wants to tell me, nah, I shouldn't be like that. But the strategist in me tells me, nah, I got to know that angle.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Oh yeah, it's actually like a big angle. Like anytime I put on like during like meetings that I go to or that I attend on Zoom or whatever, like there are times I put on a sports code and I'm just there and they're like, "Oh, David, you look okay."
And for whatever reason, people automatically take you serious because they're not used to seeing it. That's the problem.
Right.
So that's why I would purposely put on something knowing, one, I'm a large black man. I'm a big guy. So if I put on something and I look sharp, it automatically people pay attention to it. Mm-hmm. So I use that to my advantage.
Right. People pay attention.
Yeah. I would get more attention. Like me coming in with a nice suit on gets way more attention than a white guy coming in with the same suit on.
Right.
I get way more attention. Why? People aren't used to seeing it. They gravitate towards it. And I put a little flair on it too.
Right.
And then come in
with the charisma.
Coming with the package, the charisma, exactly. I know what that does. So why would I not use that to my advantage?
Right.
You know, like, come on. We got to be smart and strategic about this stuff. You know how many conversations I've had with some homies, and they look at me like I ain't wearing no suit. How you think? I mean, and it's not even sometimes, it's not even a suit. I'm not even going to say it's always a suit. A suit is a business uniform, though. Mm-hmm. At some point, you have to step outside your natural element. If your element is chill, you're going to have to step outside of that at some point, you know?
Right.
No one is going to take you serious.
Right.
Like, they don't. I don't. People come to me all the time, be like, what? It ain't going to work. I already said right now, it ain't going to work. Mm-hmm. You know, if the package don't look right, we got some work to do. And if you ain't willing to change it, you're wasting time.
Right. Like, put on some chinos, put on like a sports coat. People are gonna like even that. Like I do. Like that's usually like my go-to.
And it's a complete change.
And people start to pay attention. They say, "Oh, hey, David, what's up? Okay, I see you."
Grooming.
Right.
Ram up. Especially fellas. Come on, you can't be going there looking all crazy. Mm-hmm. You have to, like, groom, shower, bathe. You know, like
it's simple.
It plays an important part. I can't talk to you if your breath stank. Mm. I'm not sitting across from you, not having a meeting and your breath stank. I'm in that meeting quick.
Right.
Like the little things go a long way. Right. I remember one time, like, I was working a job and I was interviewing people. Mm-hmm. And it was three of us. We did like a little panel and we had a couple people come in and we had a dude come in and the interview actually went all right, but he had stinky breath. Mm. So you know how we remembered him as dude with the stink breath.
Hey, bro, we should get stank breath. We could get stank breath.
But it was like,
okay, imagine he gets the job. Now he's known as State Rep.
real quick. Man, let me holler at you real quick. SB, Stinky Breath. Let me holler at you. Come here. Sit down. Can you imagine that conversation? I'm like,
oh, man.
That's step one. I'm like, so he wasn't aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when he get the job? Next thing he gonna come in armpit stinging? Like, I can't know. Mm-hmm. But it was like, and that sounds foul, but I'm telling you how people think.
Right.
Or if you come in and you don't look kempt, or you look, like you don't care, because you're a representation of other people. Right. So again, even for an entrepreneur, you're a representation of what you're trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't represent your own company, your own entity, your own self, no one else is going to take that serious.
Right.
And it's such an underrated thing. And people think, oh, we're judging. No, that is a telltale sign. Right. It's a trait. So I can't stress that enough. Man,
right. Like, I'm wearing glasses right now. You probably think I'm smart. I didn't do too well in school. Barely finished college. Literally, I barely finished college. I have my associate's degree.
They'll never know.
But I can front and act like I have a master's.
Yeah, and it's because again, it's about how you portray, how you move,
mm-hmm.
Your outward projection. It's so important, man. It's so important.
Right. So
many conversations are really like they start and they stop at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And we're human, and people, like I said, it's not that we're judging. People need things to go on. Right. They need something to go on to say, like, all this has to line up.
Right.
So that's a big part of it. Another thing, like leadership skills, is another thing. Like, I don't even care if you're a one-man band. You need to be a leader of that one-man band.
Right.
Like so many people, like that means you have to take initiative. You have to step forward. You have to know when to say no. You have to be able to move and lead things around you. Even if you don't have employees, you still have to communicate with other entities and other people, and people need to see that you're able to hold it down.
That's right. I actually have a big problem with that, like taking initiative and like taking that leap forward.
And that's going to be something. Because
I've always been told what to do. It's something I have to work on. But I'm working on it.
Work on it. Yeah. And it could be little things. It may be just mastering the things that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big part of it too. Sometimes if you master what you're doing, you know what you're doing. Right. You have to take control over that.
Mm-hmm.
Control over that, then you can begin to work that situation.
Right.
So there's a lot that comes with it, but as long as you're willing to put the work in.
Right.
Yeah, I've been going, and then I have to say this, y'all. Like, there's so much more to this conversation, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're just doing a podcast. We're just doing a show. But I think these are things that people just need to consider right away.
Right.
This goes into my conversation I was having this morning.
Okay.
It's a person was trying to start a nonprofit.
Okay.
I had this conversation a lot, and my question is, well, how are you funding this? Oh, we're gonna get grants. We just gonna get grants.
Where are you gonna get them grants from?
I had to put my head down. Do you know how to write a grant? Do you know where to get grants from? Do you know what grants look like? No, I'll get somebody to write them. Do you know how much grant writers charge? Like, do you know how much work writing grants are? Because it's not just you. Like, everybody thinks it's like a job application. It's not a job application. Right. Like, a lot that goes along with grants. There's a lot that goes along with receiving money. People do not give out money for anything anymore. Them days are damn near over. There used to be a time where if you knew somebody, hey, got this money for you, you could just do whatever with it. It's changed. The landscape has changed. Right. It's very hard for people not just giving out a lot of free money, especially for people who are just getting started, who have not proven anything. If you have not proven that what you're doing is effective, if you have nothing to show and support that data, if you don't have any of that, Think about it. Would you give somebody a large sum of money or chance on something you have no idea what's going to happen?
Right. Like one thing that they always ask on Shark Tank is, how much money have you made? How much
Yeah,
money are you putting back into it?
yeah. Like,
And what's your like how much money have you made from it, and how are you funding this?
yeah.
Like those are
People,
things that they always ask.
what have you done? What is your plan? You
Hmm.
know, like if you can't present these things in a way where people like, no one's gonna give you money.
Right. They're gonna laugh you off the room.
Yeah, no one's gonna give you money, and you're not the only guy out there too, unless you have some like extremely unique idea. But going
Hmm.
back to the wallet thing, like we talked about earlier, this is a scenario. I can go to any store, men's store, and find a wallet, right?
Hmm.
What makes your wallet so special? And that's
Right.
what people have to communicate. Like, how have you been doing this? There's so much into it, but people automatically think we're just gonna get grants.
Nah.
That's what grant writer. If you go after 10, if you get one, maybe two,
Hmm.
you're almost considered like successful.
Wow. Really?
I mean, it's not the greatest percentage. Grant writing is a tough thing to do. I know because I've written it myself. You know how much research goes into it.
And did you get the grant?
I've gotten some. I've done all right in my day. I've done all right.
Talk
I've
that talk.
I've I'm at a couple million
Oh.
in grant
Oh.
funding in my
Okay.
career. Yeah, yeah. I've done all right. Um,
Okay, Ken.
yeah, yeah. And again, I even say that number, and I even tell you that number. Um, some small, some larger. It
Right.
depends on like different industries. You
Right.
know,
And what you need.
what do you say?
And what you need.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of help. I'm not gonna say it was just me, but also because if you're writing for an organization, if you're writing for somebody else,
Hmm.
a lot of times you try to extract information from them. So
Right.
that's why a lot of questions. Like, and then you got to know how to navigate the grant. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you have to know what they're trying to ask. There's a lot of
Hmm.
jargon, legal stuff. Like I dare someone who's never seen a grant before, go look at one and tell me you got it. Go
Hmm.
look and tell me you can figure it out. You can fill it out right now.
Nah.
People can't do that. That's what I'm saying. So then you say, oh, we're gonna write grants, and then so that means we're gonna lean on other people. Grant writers aren't cheap.
We gotta pay them.
Gotta pay them. And some people now, some people like, okay, if you have the money to pay them, it's a lot of hours, it's a lot of money
Mm.
to go after something that you may not get. So, are you going to retain that person? We pay them a
Right.
salary because grant writers nowadays, we not just going to be, sitting around. I hope I get paid. No one's going to
Right.
be writing grants hoping. Some people
Right.
might get something on the back end, or a lot of times you may be able to write them into the grant. I've had that happen where like you write me in, I get a percentage back, and we build that into the grant. You know, but again, I don't like doing that either because I know the percentages are low.
Hmm.
But like I'm putting all this work in, I might get it, I might not. Like there's a lot to that. And
Hmm.
investing, it's either grant writing or investing. Oh, I'm gonna find some investors. Again, there are people that are willing to invest,
Right.
but you got to be solid. You're playing your idea. Like I said, people want to see proven track record. What have you been
Hmm.
doing? How long you been doing it? There's very few people that are just going to invest in an idea with
Right.
nothing behind it. I'm
Right.
sorry, that's just not how it works. People want to see something proven. They want to see something or they can see where it's going. And if you can't present that, they're not putting dollars behind it.
Right.
Why would you? And I always ask people, like, would you invest in what you're doing? Like on paper, look at it.
Right.
And I said, how much money do you have? And I would ask them, how much money do you have in the bank right now?
Mm.
How much money you got in your savings? You haven't put your own money into this.
Right.
Thinking somebody else is going to.
Mm.
Ask me, how much time have you put into this? How much money have you put into this yet? But you expect
Right.
someone else to.
Right. Like if someone approached me and told me, "Hey, I need you to write me a song." Okay, what kind of song do you need? Let me hear your voice, because if you don't sound good to me, first of all, I might laugh, and I don't do that a lot, and I'm gonna just be like, "Wait, hold on. So you want me to write you an R&B song that sounds good
But,
for your voice
yeah,
when you can't hold a note past 2 seconds?"
think about that. Like,
Okay.
trash is trash sometimes.
Yes,
Like we talk
absolutely.
about on the other podcast, sometimes it's trash.
Yeah, we do.
And not everybody's going, somebody might think it's gold, but if you think it's trash, you're not going to roll with it.
Right,
You know, off the strength of, you asked me. That's not strong.
right.
Anybody
And
can
then
ask.
also, like, there's like, I'm about to ask you like some business questions, and I'm not even a business guy. Like, how are your sales for like, or sorry, I do know some of that stuff, but like, how many plays are you getting on SoundCloud? Who are your producers? What's your sound like? Like, I have a bunch of questions for you,
Yeah,
and like, that's me being a creative. That's being a music guy. If you don't have those questions, if you don't have those answers for me, then why am I working with you?
why would you put in the time and the energy for that? Why would you do that
Right.
to me? That's
Right.
not
That's
being
wasted time. That's a waste of money that I probably could have been getting from someone else that really needs a song. Why am I wasting my time?
exactly. And that goes for every industry. It's not just
Right.
music.
It
Every
really does.
has those questions. Every industry has those things that you need to be looking for. And
Hmm.
that's what I always ask. Like on the flip side of this, would you put into this?
Hmm.
You know, like so it's a
Like you
real
said, how much money have you? How much money? How much of your own money have you put into this business?
yeah. How much time have you put into it?
Right.
You know, like it's a simple question, and sometimes it's not always a simple answer. But you
Right.
expect someone else to. In a world now where more than likely you got competition, there's people going after
Hmm.
the same stuff, the same dollars. Not
Right.
everybody giving it out like they used to. Back in the day, people were giving it out. People were giving
Right.
it out. Relationships, all that stuff, and some of that stuff still plays, but like it ain't like it used to be. Even a lot of grants. People don't know a lot. Some grants now, especially coming from the government. Everyone thinks, oh, government grant, government grant, government. The government grants have become so tight. Some of them you even have to
Hmm.
match certain dollars.
Right.
You think they just gonna give you $500,000 and you ain't putting nothing up? Now they want to match.
Right.
You got 30,000? Throw into that real quick. If you got 30, I might have 500 for you.
Right.
Like, or they
People
want
always ask, how am I going to make that? If I give you $1,000, how am I going to make that money back?
what is my return? Or
Right.
even for certain things, they want to know what are the outcomes.
Hmm.
What does this money translate to for us?
Right.
Is it something that can benefit what we're trying to do, our mission? And how are you going to do it? How are you going to show us that you're doing it? How can you
Hmm.
prove that this is actually working?
Hmm.
That's what it comes down to. And if you stutter on that, nah, you ain't got it. You ain't got it. For
Right.
real. Like if you can't prove it, or like on the for profit, like how how is this going to make us money?
Right.
How is it like what are you going to do to ensure that it makes money?
Right. Because we gotta pay for this, we gotta pay for this, and we gotta pay for this.
Yeah. And you have to know all those things.
Hmm.
You know, like I said, I have conversations with people a lot of times, especially on the small business stuff. And people, a lot of people really, when COVID hit, they're trying to really get in and do the flip game. You
Hmm.
know, got a product, I can get it for cheap here, sell it over here. So my thing is like, okay, you're getting it. What happens when that dries out? Your product over here dries out. Your source. What you gonna do? What's your plan B? Or how much do you have to get in on that right now? How are you pushing it? Everybody, social media. Social media is not the greatest way to sell products either. Sorry to break it to y'all.
And also, social media is a hard game.
it's a hard game. It's a numbers
Like
game.
not everybody could play it.
Algorithms, you gotta be on it a lot. Like,
Right.
but something I struggle with it. I know I struggle with it. I don't
Right.
have
I
time
do
to
too.
do it all day. I don't. I don't. I'm not trying to pay, but I don't really need social media either. The bulk of my business comes from word of mouth.
Right.
Certain things I need it for, but certain things I don't, and I'm like, I'm not gonna solely depend on it. That's it's not a smart model.
Right. Because let's say, oh, you're a model today. The platform's gone tomorrow. What do you do now?
Yeah, I still get. I don't know. This is me personally. I get way more business from building a relationship with someone, working for them, and then they tell someone else. Think about how we
Right.
operate. That's how. If you want something, you ask your peoples.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know a good mechanic. Hey, you know a good barber. Like I had to get a plumber. Hey, wasn't going through the phone book. Wasn't Google searching it. I had somebody. Hey, you use that plumber. How much he charge you, fam? Is he good? You ask somebody you know who's done it or used it, and that way they can give you an honest review.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes you got to go through that phone book.
Yeah, sometimes you have to. Sometimes you got Google search. You got to go through the reviews and stuff.
Right. Also, sorry, kids. Phone books are what Google does for you. It was what Google did for you before Google.
You got to tell them. Yeah. I know I use the old term. I'm dating myself, but I mean,
I'm dating myself. Like I was the one that even brought up phone books.
I know. That's what I'm saying but it's there. It's right there. There's so much to it. I can't stress it enough. We're 51 minutes in. We're
Okay.
talking about, but I'm like, just y'all, anybody that's looking to start, that is trying to start, whatever you're trying to start, if you put the work in,
mm-hmm.
you need help, get help. Put the work in.
Hire Kenny.
Yeah, I told you, I do that program to help people. I make money other ways, and so it's really not about the money. It's just I want to see my people on.
Right.
So holler at me. Yeah, we work with you.
Right.
We're
Let's get into our Bobs and Karens of the week.
Bobs and Karen of the week, Bob of the week. Yo, what's up? This is crazy. Where do you want to start? Because you see,
I want to start with some smaller ones before we get to the biggest one.
Big one.
So, so there was a white couple. There was a white couple assaulting a black and Mexican couple in their cars, and like the white couple, they got out of their cars and they're like, "What's going on? Why?" And like they were getting like real angry, and then and then they had to just like the other couple had to just like drive away, and they were got out and they were like, "What's up?" And it was a little crazy.
White couple drove away?
No, the black Mexican couple.
They just got
they were able to get away.
Yeah, sometimes it's just about getting home. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's that's one of the biggest things that like I took away from like you telling me that. The goal is to go home.
Goal to get home at night, y'all. It has to be.
Right.
I keep telling you, they're trying to provoke us. It is a formula. This is not a coincidence as all these things keep happening.
Right.
They know if we piss them off, they react, we can cry victim, we get in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
That's a formula. That's not random. That's why we keep seeing all these instances, man. The goal for us is to get our ass home at night. We got family, got loved ones. Me smacking up a Bob or a Karen, what is that doing for me at the end of the day? I'm in handcuffs for Lord knows how long.
Right.
So I'm glad people are starting to realize that. And then start to get up out of there or record it and get that proof that you ain't do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, man, I'm glad. Just get away from them. Get out of there.
Right. And then let's talk about there was I think it was a Black Lives Matter rally, or it was a rally of some sort. I'm not sure. And there was a Karen talking about how black people have it easy. And I said, wait, what?
You didn't see that. Yeah.
Like, what?
Well, I mean, some people really believe this stuff. That's why it's like,
we really live in two different worlds.
yeah. Some people that disconnected. I mean, we got our own people that disconnected too, but
right.
I think we're in that world, and that's what it's like. We try to educate. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could try to educate, but if they ain't trying to hear it, there's other avenues for that.
Mm-hmm.
People, human beings. Sometimes we don't learn from listening. Sometimes we have to learn from a life experience of something happening. Right. So, yeah.
Yep. And second to last one, there was a couple at a Walmart wearing swastika masks.
I did see that too. I saw that.
And I said, like, I'm sorry for laughing, but this was my first thought. This is why I go to Target.
Walmart, look, go to Walmart, yo. That's literally like, you go to Walmart during the day and you bound to see something crazy. It's like people. It's like that's where people want to go to be seen.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Like even Walmart's around here, we in the burbs, and I go to a Walmart. And if I go during the day, I already know. Like I'm prepping myself. Like,
right,
something wild gonna happen in here. I'm gonna see something wild. Something wild is gonna happen. They never disappoint.
Right.
Either I got something crazy on, or there's a crazy interaction that I heard. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I'm in Walmart. It's like, for whatever reason, Walmart.
And don't go to Walmart at night.
I have, because certain places that was like, it was a 24-hour window, because it was. You think it would cut down on some of the ignorance? It is only thing it did. It just cut down the lines. Still ignorance. Walmart, man. It's like a trademark. Like I said, for whatever reason, like
part of their branding.
Yeah. Get your daily dose of ignorance. Come to Walmart. Roll back prices because it's trifling in here.
Oh man, I even forgot about that.
I saw that with the people with the swastikas. Again, I think for attention.
Mm-hmm.
You purposely did that going to a Walmart, knowing that you're going to encounter somebody who doesn't agree with what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that's that attention-seeking behavior. Let me provoke you. Let me make a statement. The best thing sometimes for those is like, sometimes I ain't gonna front. Sometimes, you want to bust somebody up outside the head, or you want to cuss them out. But that's gonna fuel them. Right. There's some people you can't argue with. They're not gonna hear you. Or you bust upside the head again and you're not going home. So people, they want that stuff,
Right.
Like, I saw that and I was.
All I'm going to say is never be the first person to throw hands. I know we're not supposed to promote violence, but.
I know.
Watch your back.
But I'm like, if they knew wearing those swastikas, they knew the response they were going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you think about it? Do you think one of us going up to them and being like, hey, that's wrong? Do you think that's going to they're going to be like, you know what, you're right, let me take it off? No, it's not going to happen. They want that. They want us to be
There's a whole couple.
Yeah, this is on purpose. You got matching swastika mask. Yeah.
What?
That's the goal. That's your goal, to piss people off. Make a statement. Rile people up. So sometimes you can't give them that fuel. Like, just let you look stupid. Because what happens when you go in and don't nobody say that to you?
What happens when someone is about that action?
Well, and that's the problem sometimes. That I think that's what they want, because then they cry victim afterwards.
Mm.
Yeah. When somebody bust you upside your head for real. I don't know what I did. I don't know. Yeah,
you're wearing a swastika mask.
I know what you did. Protect it anyway.
Right.
So, yeah.
And our biggest Karen of the week.
Grand finale, the Karen of the week. This was crazy.
Apartment Karen.
Yeah.
Got blocked. My guy, I think his name was Jordan.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
He was a delivery, food delivery, Grubhub or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Postmates.
Postmates, yeah. My man was at the
Sponsor us, please.
holla. I mean, um, yeah. So, Karen, if y'all didn't see it, oh man, my man's clearly at like an apartment building. We had to get buzzed in, right?
Right.
Trying to drop off an order. Apparently, Karen is blocking him, not letting him in, questioning him for everything, telling him she doesn't want him there. So he's cool. He pulls his phone. He's like, I'm just trying to do my job, trying to live. So he goes to try to buzz in to call the person whose food it is. She's trying to stop him from doing that.
She's telling the person inside, do you live here?
Yeah. So then
who is this?
The person on intercom, the person who's in their apartment somewhere, who answers the intercom. He's trying to tell her, ma'am, I have your food down here. And Karen is popping off. Who are you? Where do you live? And she's like, you're clearly in the building. She's intercoming from her apartment. And you ask, who is she? Where does she live? I don't know. You don't live here. No. Mental health is real.
I hate the claim that some people say, I know everybody in this building.
Yeah. First of all,
I don't even know the person down the street.
Like, yeah, dude walks in. I know him. I see him all the time. Like, the lady comes down to get her food. He's trying to hand her the food. She's still blocking him. He's like, just take the food. He's just trying to do his job. Then she tried to lie and say he walked up here. He doesn't have a car or anything. He's like, man, that's my white car right there.
My car. He pointed out his car.
My white car right there.
We can clearly see it in the video too.
Hey, we paying to it and everything. Like, clearly, like, for this lady, for whatever reason,
she wasn't having a good day.
I mean, you could tell her true intentions. Also, I think she has some mental health issues too. Like,
right.
But Slim, and I'm not even trying to play with mental health. I'm not even trying to make fun of it. But that wasn't an interaction that was like, none of it is, but
right.
You watch that, you can clearly tell like something's going on there. Right. All the Karens probably need to talk to somebody, sit down on somebody's couch. But yeah. That was just ridiculous. Again, these people are just trying to do their jobs at this point. Our delivery people, the UPS guy, Jordan, this guy, they're just trying to do their jobs.
Right.
Constantly disrupting.
The sense of entitlement is insane.
And then when she was corrected by the lady, so now she started arguing with the lady who was in her apartment trying to get her food.
Yeah.
Like, it's not even entitlement. It's almost like I was reading some comment. I think they made a good point. It's like almost like the arrogance of this lady, even when she was wrong, to not even stand down or admit, but to keep going. Like, not only was she at the ledge, she just jumped off the ledge at that point.
Not even jumped off. She did a cannonball. Like,
the weeds drive off the ledge. Like so to go down. To me, that's the dangerous part.
Right. And then to block someone from getting their food. First of all, if you're blocking the person about to hand me my food, I am about to fight.
And that's what I'm saying. Her head, she touched Jordan. Jordan could have busted upside the head at that point. But my thing is, like, you were so wrong. You were willing to keep lying, keep arguing to go down this path. My scary thought is, what else are you willing to do?
Right.
That's where things like Central Park, Karen, come in and start to scare me. You're willing to go to great lengths for something that you're trying to do, to lie, to bend truth, to what else are you willing to do to say that this person harms you? Like, I don't put anything past people anymore. I don't put it past for someone to hit themselves or run into a wall and say,
right. I was just thinking about that.
I don't trust anybody with this stuff now. That's what I'm saying. We have to be careful. Those are the things that scare me. This woman, she would have went toe to toe with anyone. She would have argued you down with anything. Right. And then what's the progression after that? He hit me. Then she tried to say he walked up. He doesn't live around here. You're lying now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so how far are you willing to take this to get this man in trouble?
Right.
That's the scary part. And that's why I keep saying, like, get the proof. Pull your phones out. Even if you think something going on, if you're not sure, you might want to start getting ready. Get your phone ready.
Right.
You know, the goal has to be to get away from these people and get up out of there and get home. Because they are showing now. I don't care what their motives are. I don't care how they got into it. But they're clearly, these Bobs, these Karens are showing that they're willing to go to great lengths, almost any length, to get you up out of there. That's a scary thought. With the history of police backing, with the history of the judicial system backing them,
right.
That's scary, man. And then you start thinking about, because I think about, well, how many of us have been victims of that? How many of us have been wrongfully accused, we lied on and stuff like that, and probably sitting in jail right now, or got some charges, or had to go through the system because of something like that, because of a Bob. That's ugly, man. That's a scary thing, and that's one of the things being a black man. Other people don't understand what's something being a black man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got all kinds of targets on our back.
Right.
All kinds of targets. Not only we got cop targets, you know, all types of financial targets and red line. Now I got Bob and Karen. I got to keep my head on the swivel for too.
Right. And not only that, we are born with that target.
Yeah, born with it.
That's what's really sad about it.
Yeah.
Why was Samir Rice killed?
All of them. Yeah.
Right.
Trayvon. Yeah.
Born with it.
Yeah, my man Skittles walking down the street, mind his business.
Right.
You come messing with him. Like, these are not coincidences. These, this is what we live.
Mm-hmm.
And until you experience it, you will never understand. You'll never understand it.
Right.
It's that's why it is sick, man. That's why we gotta stay on top of them.
Right. We have to educate.
We are educate, provoke thought, have these conversations, man.
Right.
Community Coalition Show. That's what we're here for. So on that note, getting holler at us. We be out there,
Right. Right now, you guys probably know where to find us.
Yeah, you know where to find us. Community Coalition Show, YouTube, Spotify, Google Play, Apple. We all there. Hit us on social media. We around. But that's all I got, man.
Right.
That's all I got.
Same here.
Yeah. So on that note, K Wilson, David 2K, tell
y'all.
Peace.
Peace.